Please welcome Fraser, Hines, Hamish Wilson and Wendy.
Yes, we'll put the lady in the middle. Yes, that's it.
Well, you're not going to win a cheese sandwich, are you? The scale of the cheese sandwich. I think we're all on. Hello, everybody. I'm sort of scared that how close I am to the edge.
Yeah, well, be careful.
I'm trying not to fall. I'll make it help again.
Ask us some good questions and you won't go over.
We didn't like to swap places. I wanted to start by asking Wendy something. The revenge now. Can you remember meeting Mr. Fraser Hines for the first time?
Yes.
Why did you meet him?
Yeah, no, the very first time I met Fraser was actually the same time that I met Matt. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I came to the recording of Debbie's very last episode. And I sat in the gallery and watched while they recorded that very last episode of Debbie. And then we had a drink, or there was a little do to say goodbye to Debbie and hello to Liz. So I met Fraser at the same time as Pat.
Because we didn't have any pre-photographs like Colin and Nicola had. This goes to a new docs and new system. We didn't have any of that, did we? That pre-publicity stuff.
Oh, didn't you read the papers?
What, Sporting Line, Racing Post?
No, there was a, I see what you're saying, but there was a big photo shoot. In fact, some of the photos I've signed today were from that very first photo shoot before I started actually recording. But no, you're right. It wasn't the big news that this is now.
That was when you met Wendy then, presumably.
The first time I met Wendy was, we were doing the last episode of Deborah Watling. And Wendy was up in the gallery watching, and we had to drink afterwards.
I'm glad you saw that tally up. So, the mindful of mine would be where Hamish came up with the thing. So, basically, it's business as usual, and then you went well. So
I just turned up for rehearsal. My nephew was staying with me, and he had chicken pox. My mum said, "Oh, don't worry, you've had chicken pox, Fraser." I turned up for rehearsal on the Monday, and he had scratching, itching, and of course, just straight away, no, I can't remember, who was the director name? My God.
David Maloney.
He said, "You've got chicken pox," and we don't want, obviously, to go through. So they sent me home, and that's all I know. I was sent home, not knowing what was going to happen. So
You were sent home, and we all went, yay!
Any excuse.
You should take over from, what happened next. What happened next?
I was doing one of those jobs that actors do when they're out of work. Out of work means you find another job to do to pay the rent. I was working, shifting office furniture about. Asked if I got a phone call from my agent saying, "Will you please attend this place?" And I said, "I'm a bit sweaty and mucky." And they said, she said, "Just get down there, Hamish, don't give you problems." And I got down and was told that Fraser was AWOL, absent without leave, for those of you who don't know. And I was to play Jamie for an episode and a half of Doctor Who. And as a fan of the show, I was thrilled out myself. I got to meet Matthew Troutman, whose work I'd seen long before he became the Doctor, and the lovely Wendy Padbury. And the real bonus was the Fraser wasn't there.
So there's no auditions. They must have run around agents and said, "Have you got a Scottish actor, 18 years old or whatever?" No.
80, isn't he nice?
Not now,
Actually, Pat and I spread the rumour that Fraser didn't really have chicken pox, that he'd gone to the Bahamas. You'd be amazed how many people believe it.
How
We did do a couple of shows where Patrick had a week off, so we did a couple of days pre-filming, and I've got a picture of myself and Patrick standing, and it was for the Quark story, where we were for the Dominators. We were running away from camera, and Patrick had that day off for some reason.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I absolutely do remember, yes. But he never had a week off as such,
No.
did he? He only had perhaps the odd day.
I think there's one episode of the Space Pirates, I think the only episode of those movies, but there's none of the regulars within the set for the recording session, which you'd all done sea filming for that episode. So they then went ahead and made the rest of the episode without them.
Ah, well, yes, I'm with it, yeah.
I think we started working on the war games by that stage, so the actual, you had the Friday off, so they did there.
Pre-filming as in outside films,
Yeah.
not studio stuff. Yeah, probably on a rubbish dump. I remember talking to Nicola Bryant once at a convention, and we were doing a panel together. Somebody was asking her about something, and she said, oh yes, we did that episode when we were in Spain. And I said, what? You went to Spain? And she said, oh yes, we went to Spain, why? And I said, we used to go to places like Brighton Rubbish.
Well, her first story was in Tenerife.
No.
She got rescued from the sea in Tenerife. But the Spain was probably the two doctors that I went back for, and we shot that in Seville. And all our pre-filming was done in Seville. We were supposed to go to New Orleans, and then the Americans pulled the money out. So they said, well, you know, you're going to Seville instead, and we all do. Yeah. And we got to New Orleans.
Good marketing.
But although we lost a couple of days filming in Seville because the wigs went missing, we actually caught up with Peter Moffat. Actually, we dragged some scenes that were meant to be studio bound, put them on location, because we actually, caught up and had a couple of days extra.
So yes, with the harder, even though you were in Spain, it was probably actually harder work once you were going because you needed to maximise what you were getting done with the money.
Well, that's right, yeah, and if you could do something, and it's a lot better actually, if you're in Seville, in this old house, instead of going back into the studio to do a scene in the lounge, let's do it outside with the sun and everything, let's move it out. Get back, we're paying for it, they're paying for it, let's get as much of the sunshine.
But going back to Hamish coming in, I mean, what a fortuitous story to be in the middle of, for something like that to happen, because it was so, it wasn't easy, but it was relatively easy to make up something, as they did, with Fraser, with Pat and I getting the face put back together wrong. You couldn't really have done that in war games, or it would have been really tricky. But it was, I thought it was brilliant, the way that they managed to come up with that.
I would have been knocked out. Yeah, so that Jamie's gone, which again, Hamish wouldn't hear now. Sorry. You know, I say it's fortuitous for Hamish because normally because it's sort of surrealistic and things could happen and people coming in and out.
There were some bits I thought looking at it when we were doing commentary, but some of the bits I thought didn't quite work. I didn't realise when I was clambering up that great wooden thing, I was actually clambering to the top of the letter that was lying on the side. It didn't really, that didn't, I thought.
Did it not explain that?
Or it explained to me, but
I have to agree with you, because Mine Robber is one of my favourite stories, and I always thought that that wood of letters was absolutely fantastic. And then years later I saw the story again, and I think I'd embellished how good it looked in my head, and actually it didn't really look that brilliant in the end. I mean, I think the idea was fantastic. It just didn't quite look as marvellous as I thought it had.
It's actually a fantastic novelisation, the novelisation game, because the author could exaggerate things.
Yes.
Well, when we first met the Mine Robber, Patrick and I, in the studio, he was sat behind his desk, and Jamie and the doctor are there. The drawing said, Fraser, can you come forward a bit? So I came forward, and Patrick, you stay by the door. Fraser, come forward a bit more, towards Emirates, the Mine Robber, Emirates change, a bit more. Move a bit further. You stay. Right. Can you get closer? I said, my wedding tackle is now resting on the table. And Patrick's voice said, and so's mine.